Hi guys, just thought I'd do the April update on the tent. It's been a little while since I sort of did a tent tour. A few things have changed. You may be able to see that there are a few gaps in between plants. I have decided on plants that I'm going to be getting rid of because I do have a few plants on order, and it was just getting a little bit crowded as well. And I always knew this was going to happen. I'm limited on my space, and so I'm just gonna have to grow some plants up and then pick and choose my favourites as we go. It was always going to be the case with being limited, and I knew it'd happen. So I've made the decision. I've moved some of the plants into the smaller tent, the ones that are ready to go and be sold. And yeah, it's actually made the tent a little bit more enjoyable to get to plants, because a lot of them, they were all just growing over each other. I would love to have a greenhouse. I just don't have a big enough garden, etc., to do it. So I'm limited on space, and we will have a look round the tent, how we're getting on. Let me also apologise for my voice because I am still suffering from tonsillitis, second time in 2 weeks. But we will have a look round, and yeah, we'll start here with the Veitchii cross Lowii cross Rob I'm pretty sure I showed this in the last video. It was very colourful at that point. This has now aged quite a bit, but you can see it retains those stripes and is actually still very nice even at this age. The Sibuyanensis cross Merriliana in the back here. This was at the front of the tent. I've only moved it around this morning because we've had to move a few plants round since moving plants out, but also there's been a couple of plants that have been struggling with the place they're in, and I've made some adjustments. I'll talk about them as we get to the plants. So behind here we have got a couple of Clippiatas. We have got the Baikal. Now this has really settled in now and has produced my best Baikal picture to date. I mean, how anyone cannot love something that produces fangs like that, I do not know. I know they take up a lot of space for the picture you get, but that's lowlanders for you. The Ampullaria green, getting a really nice collection of basil pictures there. Then we have got little Glabrata. This thing is growing okay, as you can see. It's vining nicely, but it never looks like it's thriving. It always looks like it's surviving. So I'm experimenting with different positions for that plant, and we'll see how it gets on. The Maxima cross Vogelii, this I got back in October, November time, the Borneo Exotic update, and it is just growing and growing and growing. You can see the size difference from the leaves, like just within 4 leaves, it's quadrupled, and it holds the pictures for a long time. So it's actually got 4 pictures on there at the moment. I'm working on a 5th. We have got the Mollis cross Veitchii. Now this is definitely a favourite in my collection. This is again a really aged picture, but even still absolutely stunning. This plant does seem to grow in whichever direction it wants to. I mean, it's created a figure of 8 around the pole there, so I just let it do its thing. We have got, right, I can't remember if this was in the last video, but this is the Burb cross Veitchii, and this is the biggest picture I think I've ever had in the tent. Actually, I don't know if it might be the Raja Veitchii. We'll see. But this thing is absolutely massive, and they start off that nice green colour. And I like this one because although it bronzes up, see the one at the back there, it doesn't lose the striping. It doesn't become so dark that you lose the striping. So it's a nice plant for sure. We've got the Miranda in the middle here. Now, you know, common plant, but when you've got a common easy plant that gives you pictures that look like that and that size really easily, why would you not have one in the collection? This was a plant that cost me £20 on eBay a few months back, and it's already grown more leaves than I've had it months, so it's doing very well. The Mammoth, now this is a lovely plant. my mammoth is showing some good signs of striping with each picture. It is working on a new picture through the back there, and it has also got a lovely basil come up since my last video, so very happy with that. We've got the Veitchii Candy Cross Candy from Christian Klein. Now let me get this picture out. I don't know, it may pick up. Yeah, it's fairly pink in the video by the looks of it. So it's a very, very pink picture. It's not particularly squat, which is what I do like with the Veitchii, but it's certainly a different one. And this plant is just, the leaves are, sorry, putting my fingers in front of the camera. The leaves are just getting massive on the basil and on the main plant. They're just leaf jumping every one at the moment. And I'm assuming that is because of the fertilising that started in November. Down here now, there's a couple of my favourite pictures in the tent at the moment. A couple of years ago, when I first started getting into the Nepenthes, my second ever order from Ollie, I bought 3 little Borneo Exotic 3734 Veitchii Barrios. Now, 2 of them were stripy, I knew that, and 1 was gold. Now, they've shown stripes, you can see the stripe on that one at the back, but until now, they've not really been spectacular. But this is the latest picture on this striped one. Lovely and tubby and fat and stripy. And let me just move this one round, and we will get this one in the picture. See what I mean about the tent being very, very cramped. But that is another stunner. So I am so happy with how they are turning out, and I think they're just going to get better as they age. We've got a few little bits down here. Let's have a look. Oh, I've switched you around. Let's switch you back. We have got the Spectabilis Cross Mirror. That's just put on a lovely new picture there. Spectabilis really comes through in those. To be honest, I think most hybrids of Spectabilis, it really seems to come through. It's a very strong parent. We'll go through, what have we got? We've got the Maxima Wavy at the back here. It's finally created a wavy leaf. So hoping we get some, we've had some good leaf jumps on that. The last 2 leaves, that's when it's becoming wavy. So hopefully the next few will be really nice. We have got the Albo Red. Really, really nice picture on that. And then the Albo Grey. Both just doing their thing in the corner here. The big Veitchii Barrio 3734 that I have, this is the plain green. I say plain, but I mean there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Then it has got 2 lovely sized basils coming. Debating whether to take them off and root it, because I want the main plant to flower. I've had a few plants where they've basiled and the main plant has declined, but we'll see how the main plant goes. At the back here, we've got my other Sibuyanensis Cross Merelliana. Now, this is a very, very different one to the one up the top that's really, really red. That seems to take a lot more from the Merelliana plant, and looks very like my Merelliana, actually. What else have we got here? So these are Veitchii Cross Platykyla, which is a Tom Bennett from Carnivorous Plants. Yeah, I think that's his website. No, Tom's Carnivores. That's it. And he got pollen in from Candy Dreams, and this is one of the resulting babies. So we've got another couple at the front there, and they are all leaf jumping, as you can see. So it's going to be interesting to see what they turn out like, because the Veitchii Platykyla he provided, the female, it is very stripy as well. It's a really nice plant, so it'll be really interesting. Little undulatifolia over the back there, growing really nicely. The Platycross Rob, well, this thing is, there's leaf jumps, and then there's what this thing is doing. It is quadrupling every leaf near enough. The one over the back's even bigger, so that is doing very, very well. We have got got to show this, the little Andy Smith Tenuous. Now, I grow most Nepenthes in here okay, but for some reason Tenuous really does love it in this tent. You've got the Andy Smith one there, you've got a seed grown one here, and again that's the most recent one. But again, it's already grown really nicely, putting out new pictures, didn't even show any signs of having to acclimatise, it just got on with its stuff and carried on. And then at the front here we've got the Borneo Exotics one. Just opened a new picture there, a little bit smaller than the previous one, but I know these guys do inflate quite a lot even after opening, so I'm hoping it will get a little bit bigger. But there, and this has been with me just under a year, and it's, you know, most of that growth is new, I think, since I've had it, so it's doing really well. We've got my favourite one to try and say, Mantalinga janensis, something like that. It is my favourite one for the leaves. I think I mentioned that in the last video, but look at the margins around the edge, that orange fuzz, it's just really nice. A couple of Palawanensis at the back are doing really well as well. Let's see if I can get the last picture on this one. Is very nice and dark, and it's got like a black lip around the edge of it, so really happy with that. Let's see if we can turn it around for you. There we go. Yeah, really happy with that plant. That's got good things in its future, I'm sure. And let's have a look down here. So this is a Veitchii cross Platychila again, so it's back crossed. Wasn't massively impressed. This was the second to last picture. Even up to this point, it's okay. But it's this one where you start to get that shape around the peristome. Let me see if I can get you. There you go. That's changed my mind about the plant. It just is really nice, and as you can see, massive leaf jumps. We have got this is a cross I'm really interested to see grow out. Ampullaria cross Veitchii cross Lowii. It just seems like a really weird combination. It should be squat, small-lidded, stripy. It's going to be very weird. But we'll see. We'll see what that turns into. The Burb cross Campanulata has just opened a new one. Now, I see other people's of these, and they always look really green. Mine come out very cream in colour. Very cream. I really like that because it's a very big contrast to a lot of the pictures in the tent where we've got lots of reds and dark pictures. We have got this little, it's a Rafflesiana that is from BCP, and it said crossed ampullaria ? Now, expert opinions please in the comments. I think it is just Raff myself. The lid looks too big. Once you put ampullaria in, again, it seems like a strong parent, and it usually reduces the lid size, alters the shape. That looks pure Rafflesiana to me. There's the leaves in case that helps. But yeah, there we've got an ampullaria next to it. This is the Ampullaria papua. Now, the leaves on that are so dark, and when the picture first comes out, in fact I think we've got a new one, yeah, it's green, and that is just a beautiful contrast between the two there. I really like that picture. There's the Merriliana I was talking about, so that looks really like the Sib Merriliana we've got further up. Spectabilis, I don't usually show these because I'm right in the corner, but they're growing really well. That one is holding 8 pictures at the moment, just doesn't seem to ever lose them. Let me get back off my knees if I can, old man. We have got the Philman Veitchii, just put on a new picture. Again, it's a plain peristome, but I really quite like that because it's very green compared to the pink body that it's got. Peltata cross Veitchii cross Lowii. Now this is a really nice plant, really nice peltata coloured leaves, and then just that striping. Very cheap plant for how nice it is. I think you can pick them up for about £15 to £20. It's a no-brainer really. Now, I said earlier we had some problems with some plants. This is my big Burbigii. It used to be at the front here. I have reduced the Mars Hydro down to 50%. It wasn't 75, and I've noticed stuff like we've got a little bit of yellowing on the leaves of the big Veitchii, and the Burbigii is like this. I've spoken to a few people around the globe, including Dom at Redleaf and Jeremiah and a few other people in the UK, and a lot of people said it weren't light. I initially thought deficiency of something, and that was, you know, a thought of a few other people. But the fact that that's gone yellow, little Cypros lowii that was on the top as well going yellow, it's all happened since I changed the light up the top there from a Sunblaster T5 to the Mars Hydro, which I know is a lot more powerful. I thought putting it at 75% would be fine, but I do think this might be a light issue, so we'll see if it improves. The worrying thing is obviously that it's not just the older leaves, it's right through to the newer leaves that are doing it. So we've moved it a little way away from the light, and we have reduced the light as well. So I'm hoping we will see some improvement, especially with the next leaf and the one after, because it'd be an absolute shame to lose this plant. It is picturing absolutely fine, and it is growing, so that's what was really confusing. This was a picture that opened, you know, not that long ago. This is the old one that you saw in the previous video, and then just in the last couple of days actually opened this one as well, if I can get down to it. So it seems to be okay in itself, but there's something wrong there. It shouldn't be looking like that. It could be light, it could be the opposite of the problem, of what you think the problem is as well. Could be not enough light, could be too much light, could be too much water, could be not enough water. You know, that's plants for you. As a gardener, I see it in gardens all the time, but like I said in the last video, in the Nepenthes I've been with 2 years, and that's it. And so I haven't got the experience. These are the first time these problems are arising for me, and one of the reasons I wanted to do the channel was that we sort of hit these problems together and hopefully come up with solutions as we go through the months, and it may help someone else save a plant, and you know, that's a good thing. We have got the Burb Eddie at the back here. Absolute cracking plant. It's become really sticky though these last few days. It is absolutely producing nectar everywhere, which I'm quite surprised about. I mean, look, that is so sticky. The Raja Veitchii, I'm sure this was in the last video, but huge picture on that. I don't know if that's bigger than the Burb Veitchii at the top. It's a close one, but it is actually working on its next picture as well, which, judging by the tendril, is going to be huge. And it has 2 basils, both of which are growing really nicely there. So yeah, really excited for that plant as well. I know there's a few people that like that picture. We have got the belly eye here. This is a violin belly eye as well. It creates these really long tendrils, and then the picture just sits, it's very laid back like that, which is very unusual. And it's got 2 basils on it as well. We're getting a good few basils. I'm hoping to separate a few, and you know, some of them might cut the vines, we'll see. Anything else on this second to bottom shelf? No, not really. We'll move on to the last shelf. Oh no, actually we have got the Spaculata cross Jacquelineae from Exotica Plants. This was the only plant that I flowered in the tent. It was at the back before, really long vine, but it had this growth at the bottom. So I've cut the vine now and made some cuttings. They're in the other tent, and we're getting these lovely pictures at the bottom here. When I first started, I hated a flared peristome like this, but I've really grown to love them. Right down the bottom, we have got this little Stenophylla, really hairy form. A couple of new plants, a couple of Ventricosa cross Attenborii and another Sib cross Lowii. We have got the Rob Marta there, doing really nicely. We have got a new picture on the Rob Veitchii that wasn't open last time, and this is an absolute stunner. It's shown its first stripe as well. Just look at that, absolutely lovely. So I don't own a Rob, but I own something that looks just like it pretty much to me. So we have got the Rob cross, no, the Raja cross Rob the other way. That's working on a new picture, and it's got a picture at the back there. Then we've got the Sibflava. That is a Matt Richardson clone. I think he said clone 2, and it is female, I believe, as well. And then in here we've got some Jammans and Argentii. They're doing really nicely. The Argentii are putting out really long tendrils and starting to picture. They came in from BCP last October, November time, so they have taken a while to acclimatise, but they're really growing nicely now. And then in the last day, the newest Lowii Veitchii, Boschiana cross Veitchii cross Maxima cross Veitchii has opened and is looking to be, let me see if I can get you closer, even stripier than the last. So yeah, very excited for that one. The Truncata Alba has put a massive leaf jump on. I was working on a new picture there. Hopefully that'll be open in time for the next video. If it opens in a couple of weeks, I might do a little quick video just for that. And then we've got little Wistuba velosa. That holds a lot of pictures as well. I've got 8 pictures on it at the moment. Not particularly leaf jumping, but it's growing. I know they are slow, and my conditions are not ideal for it. But we have then got the 2 Borneo Exotic Veitchii here. Again, both of them slow, but they are growing. They're definitely getting bigger. The Alyssa Petrana, lovely picture on there, and it's working on another. And then we've got a couple of Attenborii here, and the Aristolochioides at the back there. So there has been, as you can see, there's been a lot of changes, a lot of moves. The plants, you know, they'll sulk for a little bit because of it. Some will just carry on going, some really do not care. But there are a few plants I know from just even moving one pot over, they will sulk. So we will have to see how the plants progress in the next month. And yeah, this is just the April part of my diary to keep tabs on it. In the next video we'll see how the Babigii is getting on. I'm really hoping that starts to improve with the reduced light. If not, we'll then look at increasing fertilizer on it and see if it's a deficiency. I did give it a little bit of Epsom salts, so we'll see if that has any effect as well. And yeah, we'll just see how the improvements go on that. And all I can do is feed back to you guys and hopefully help you out with those problems if they arise for you. Everything else in the tent though is looking pretty good to me. You know, you've seen there are some plants with speckling on the leaves, but these are the Rafflesiana that came in on import. The newest leaves, the 2 since I've had them, since they've acclimatized, are a lot better. So You don't need to worry about the older leaves, it's more the newer ones, and that's why it's concerning with the Babigio, because the new ones are turning yellow as well. But they don't just die like that, they give you warnings. So hopefully we've caught it and we can make the changes that it needs. So there we go. I will do another video in about a month's time and give you another update on the tent. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you for hearing me waffle on with this croaky voice for 25 minutes now, and I'm hoping you're seeing improvements in my collection. And if there are any plants that you want, you know, like a little spotlight 2-3 minute video on so you can see them properly, just drop it in the comments and I'll try and do my best to do that. And yeah, until next time, thank you.